Good sunny afternoon, prayer partner friends and family from here in Venice, Florida. Thought it'd be fun to sort of implement some video time every now and then in these email updates that we try and put out every so often, and just to sort of bring everybody up to speed on what's going on. And it's just always good to see the sunshine and know that the Snyder family, at least one of them, me, is still alive and kicking and doing well. There's a lot of stuff going on here in Florida. Obviously, the post-Irma hurricane recovery emphasis is going on. Just this morning, I was prayer walking through one of the neighborhoods in East Venice, and there were a lot of Florida Power and Light and other electric company fix-it people from out of state that were here, climbing poles, doing all kinds of work. FEMA is here, and they're paying private contractors with large equipment to carry out all the debris on the sides of the road. You just can't imagine the amount of downed trees, and it's quite the scene. But everybody around here is certainly counting themselves blessed that we have dodged the worst of what could have been a terrible Category 4, Category 5 hurricane. I know even my own family, we were scrambling last minute to figure out exactly what to do because the reality of storm surge and the fact that we live so close to a major river coming that bleeds right into the Gulf of Mexico, the storm surge thing became very real. So we were a little concerned about that, but the Lord's hand was in it, and it could have been much worse. So we're thankful for where we're at. Just some ministry updates. One of the questions we're getting a lot from people who maybe aren't familiar with church planting, a lot of the folks that are sponsoring or supporting church are asking this question, really two questions. They're saying, where are you located? Where's your church located? And they're also asking the question, when do you meet for service? And those are kind of loaded questions, because church planting in the early stages right now is really just a lot about meeting people and networking. And I know that doesn't seem to a lot of people like really in-depth church work, but that's what we're about. We have been had the opportunity to have lunches and dinners and just have coffee and network with other pastors, network with other Christians, and get to know some non-Christians along the way as well, and that's been really good. And in the process, we're beginning to pray about and seek out people who would want to help us get a small group Bible study going. We've begun to identify maybe some potential locations, coffee shops. There's a community college campus close by, which I think would be good to maybe hold our first Bible study. We live in a community of a lot of gated neighborhoods, so that does make it difficult to do an in-home Bible study, because getting people who don't live in that neighborhood in and out of that community can be difficult. So with that said, just would really covet your prayers, not only for God's continued protection and provision upon our family as we do this work, but also just for God to kind of go before us and break down some doors. I really believe that this is God's work. He's got to call people to it, and He's going to have to tear down those walls. And God is the one who draws people to Himself. So every day we're praying just that God would continue to use us as we are available any way He sees fit, and trying to think strategically. Mindy and I are getting ready to teach a parenting class actually on Wednesday nights at our supporting church. And that's good, because it just keeps me sharp in some of the other aspects of pastoral ministry while I'm not in a pulpit. So that's kind of helpful, and we just love networking with people, so that's good too. So you can pray about that as well. I want to thank you all for being partners. I want to thank you for spreading the word about the work that we're doing here in Venice, Florida. And if you think of it, you can take this email and you can pass it on to anybody who would be interested in being a partner along with us. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to email me. We love to know that people are thinking of us and praying for us. Thank you so much.